I know. Kind of a long story with it. I'll try to make it short. Like when I was 13, my friend's dad was like, "Hey, you guys should come and do this stuff that I'm doing." You know, he's telling us jiu-jitsu, and it's in a garage, and there's all these, animals training there. And being 13, you're like, "Oh, we don't really need that stuff," So that was my first offer to do it, I guess you could say. And then when I was boxing in college, one of the guys that I trained with, we would go to he was in my class in the boxing. We would go to his house and work out, and we'd box and lift weights. And this guy came over and showed us this videotape. And I happened to go home and tell my roommate, "Hey, like these guys are doing this cool stuff. It's called Gracie Jiu Jitsu." He's like, "That's the stuff I just started a few months ago." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then one of my other buddies that did tattoos, he was friends with one of the brown belts from Hickson's, and so we got that guy to come over and start teaching us twice a week in the backyard. And then once we kind of got used to what we were doing, having fun, he was like, "Hey, go to the academy." So we started going over to the academy. So the first experience I had, though, with opening a gym or teaching, like I taught a bit at the Machado Academy because I was with Hickson for a long time at his school, and then I went over to the Machados, and then that was right down the street from my house in Redondo. And Hegan had me teach the kids class here and there, but then I moved to Vegas, and my buddy Mika opened a school, so I kind of taught all his morning classes, helped him build the school, and then I moved out here. Yeah, the kids, I mean, it's awesome to see because sometimes you think like they're not learning, and then you throw them in a competition and they do all the stuff you've been teaching them, but like they don't try sometimes in class, or they're lackadaisical about it. So actually knowing that they're learning what they're being taught, and also trying to, I don't know, you build a good bond with a lot of these kids, and it's nice to see them have a role model to look up to, if in some way, shape, or form. Not that I want to be their role model necessarily, but if I was, it's awesome to feel that and go, "Hey, like this kid looks up to you," and you get to help him in life, and show him something that he's gonna look back years later going, "Man, I'm glad I did that." At least kids that stick with it long enough, it's gonna help them, from being bullied and stuff like that, or just confidence, really. Like seeing all these different gyms or being in them, and going, "Hey, like this was very cool that they did, and this was not," So I don't know, like when you stand around a mat with a bunch of guys ready to train and they're like mad dogging people, it doesn't feel good. It's like almost getting into a fight or something. And I think people learn better with the calm mind, right, instead of a stressful mind. And so I've always tried to keep the gym very calm, welcoming, friendly, so people don't feel like, because it's already nerve-wracking, right, coming into a place where people are practicing fighting and stuff, And so to try to ease that for people so they feel very comfortable, because really, like, the more students you can get, the more it benefits everybody, right? I think the biggest thing is not trying to compare yourself to other people, and not trying to, like, go, I got to go after this person. And not think of it as like a fight, they're training, and think of it more as like a learning process. So every position you're in, you're trying to have a goal for that position. Goals are very important, right? Like, for instance, when you're in the guard, your goal is to pass, right? I mean, essentially, there's other things you can do, but let's say the main goal, passing, and then they focus on that stuff. But I think just having like goals from position by position helps them grasp the overall concept more, and understanding to be calm and survive. Because once you can survive, then you can do anything, right? When you can't survive and your mind's so going, what's coming next and next and next, and you can't think of how to even escape, then you won't get out, right? So I think it's good to just learn the ins and outs of what your body works with right away, right? Because some moves or positions might make sense to you right off the bat, some may not, So take the ones that make sense and work them and get really good at them, And then you have something in your arsenal right away. I mean, for that, just having like people loving the gym and the environment. I think the environment was probably one of the most important things, that people want to go there because not just for jiu-jitsu, but to see people and have fun and, joke around. So mainly like having a nice environment to go to, and obviously good jiu-jitsu. You don't want to be like, oh, they had a good environment, but their jiu-jitsu sucks. No. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not the best interviewer today. I'm almost falling asleep.
We'll be able to pull some good stuff out of that.